Floating stop losses. If it's not locked to a trail stop, it's not your money. Always lock your profits, losses and wins, and how they create confidence. He who makes money in trading is probably going to make more money moving forward. He who loses money in trading is probably going to lose more money going forward. Why? Because this changes your perspective. Losing in the market makes you believe you're a loser because it's tied to making money, it's tied to being right, it's tied to a lot of factors that prove you wrong, that prove your failures. But yeah, they prove our failures. They make us feel insignificant. And that's the truth about trading. A lot of traders are not losing because their system isn't working. They're losing because internally they have they've concluded to themselves to be losers. Now, the first thing obviously we want to change when we fix this problem is how to win. How to win in order to get this confidence back and to keep on winning, which is a pathway you create. But we first want to talk about how losses affect you and how they create this losing dynamic, which is these losing streaks and losing perspectives. Losing is tied to money in the market, and losing money is painful. So when we lose money, we assume what we did is wrong entirely, not just technically, but from a psychological standpoint, from a process standpoint, from a perspective standpoint, which is not true. The truth is the market is 50-50, and there are things beyond your control which you do not label out to yourself, which is if your account is small, there's certain signals you cannot interact with. If your time is limited, you're only going to be forced to interact with certain signals. If your plan is too constrained, and usually your plan is constrained because of situation, the market is going to limit you because you have to wait for complete market signals to form over time. So there are certain things out of your control that make it seem like, oh my God, I'm a bad trader. No, you're not a bad trader. You're just in a bad situation. Now, how to fix this? Understand the situation first. Understand the limitations that you have. And if you don't understand the limitations, understand the abundance behind the market. The market works 365, 24/7. Every day the market provides us with price, structure, signal for us to interact with. Some days signals are better than other days. Some days signals are worse than other days. We have a choice to interact with the best ones. The only thing we need to do is time them. Now, if you set out a goal that's long-term, meaning it takes time to achieve the goal, you trade better because you realize there is no time limit to achieve a trade goal, because the goal for every trader is a stable account size in order to no longer trade our minds and our time for money. And basically, that's basically what it is. We're trying to get what's worthwhile from the market. The goal is a big account so you can risk and trade freely. So that's the truth about the market. The market pays bulls regardless of the time frame you're using, and pays bears regardless of the time frame you're using. So if you're buying and the market's moving bullish, you win. If you're selling and the market moves bearish, you win. Whether you're using the M1 or the yearly time frame. And you win until that time frame decides to change. So those are truths. Those are truths. In order for you to interact with the best forms of price, you have to be there in the market. In order for you to grow your account, you have to be there in the market. The good thing is there's easier signals than others. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get judged for that. You don't get paid for discipline, and you don't get paid for not being disciplined. You just get paid for interacting with price, honestly. Move with the bulls and move with the bears while progressively moving forward towards your account goal. I was thinking of a bar right now, but I just forgot it. So we go back. Now, since you understand the abundance behind the market, and since you understand your situation, about what is this video about? I don't even fucking know. But once you've understood your capabilities and your limitations and the market's abundance, you can start setting out the pathway in order to win. And you can stop blaming yourself for losing. And the pathway is removing variables. We want to use a base account example right now of $1,000. Let's say we're funding $1,000. And we want to use a base skill level, novice, someone who's been in the market for a year, a year, okay? I want to make money. So how do I do that? I understand the limitations. I'm in the market sometimes. I fund occasionally, maybe once every 4 months. And when I do fund, I have complete time to myself. So what do I do in that situation? I lay out the easiest goal. The first thing is the pressure on the goal. How much are you trying to make from that $1,000? If I'm trying to make $200,000 over a span of 4 months, that's a bit too much. That forces me to win instead of allows me to win. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to try to break down my goal to the easiest and most achievable goal. Even though we know in trading, you can make 1,000, you can utilize 1,000 in a direct trade. For example, I take that 1,000, I find a W and a H1, and I, over leverage that W. The trade is 50-50. It's either going to blow or go my direction. And at the end of the day, I could end up with 6K, 7K. Now my account is stable and I don't need to do that again. But if I blow it, and especially if that was my last money, everything is affected. My psychology, my plan, you know what I'm saying? But the truth is, this is just a direct trade. I only lost that trade. It was 50-50. And this was an example I was supposed to put at the end of the video, that you're beating yourself up for trades which are 50-50. Individual trades. Each trade is individual. In a sense where if you gave each trade an intention, you'd understand that, okay, I don't really have power over this. The only thing I have power is my intention and my direction. And not the direction you see on the market, but the direction that you'd like your trading to go. If I have 1,000 and I risk all of it on a W, I have an intention. My intention was to stabilize my account as quick as possible in order to trade comfortably, not to make as much money as possible. So that's an example. But in terms of winning, how would you come about it? You try to choose the simplest goal. And now I'm also making an example for people like myself who want to trade in the market for a longer period of time. You're not just setting out the goal because you're setting out the goal. You have this sense within yourself that I would love to actually trade and have an account not blow for longer than 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only way you can do that, or the best way you can do that, is by also choosing the easiest time frames, separating your pairs, separating your approach, breaking down your approach into some days mechanical, some days discretionary, some days selective. Now, an easy goal would be 10,000 over a span of 3 months. Why? This brings about good trading, selectivity, coordination. You're not in a rush to make profit. You're in a rush to win trades. Winning trades would be, if the market is moving down for 21 hours, I'm in the trade for at least 18 hours. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's winning the trade. Making money is, the market moved down for 21 hours. I made 10,000 from a 45-minute move within that 21 hours. That's making money. Now, understanding that winning the trade makes you money regardless is understanding that I need to use good time frames that pay me overall, regardless of the lot size I'm using, to get used to the idea of winning. Not just winning from my account, but from the perspective of the market. The more I understand how to handle the market, the more I understand how to win in the market, the more money I'll make. And the easiest money I'll make, because I'm not literally over leveraging. Over leveraging makes trading difficult because given you're going into a drawdown or the market breeds, your psychology is messed up. And if the conclusion goes against you, your account is messed up. Now, in this case, even if you lose, your account is not messed up. And your psychology is not messed up because you understand you have time. 3 months is a long time. If not today, tomorrow. Simple. You get used to the idea of winning. And winning with the market, with the smallest lot size. Because profit is profit regardless. Now, the major factor of this is the broker. Understand the broker you're choosing, Understand the broker you're choosing. I don't know what's up with this. Brokers play a role in interactive abilities, in profit, in leverage. So also pay attention to your broker. Sometimes you're not making profit because your broker is just a poor broker. It doesn't pay that much. So understand when you're in a situation that's like that. But a lot of things remove losing. And the first one is you need to understand one trade does not mean your system is bad. Even if you've been trading your system every day for 365 days, each individual day is, what can I say? I don't want to say isolated. Each individual day is unique, whether you use your system or not. The system is for you to understand the perception you have about the market and to find your best entries. It's not necessarily how the market works. The market is unique every day. It just connects. It just tends to connect. It's like life. Every day is unique in life. We just tend to connect because we were here yesterday. But if you really pay attention, there's never been a day like today because the date is different, time is different, and this day will never repeat. Maybe this video will repeat, but the day will never repeat. So yeah, it's basically like that. Yeah, don't blame yourself. Understand your situation and try to derive a plan from that.